Hello everyone, here's a presentation I have for you today on cyberbullying. I hope you find this information really informative to work with students. What is bullying? So cyberbullying is bullying that takes place using an electronic technology. It is the repeated use of technology to harass, humiliate, or threaten. Some examples of technologies are communication tools, cell phones, tablet, computers, text messages, chat, email, websites, and some social media sites are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. So what counts as cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is any type of harassing, threatening, demeaning language. It can also involve embarrassing another person online. Typically, this is done through mean comments, online rumors, and even sexual remarks. They're usually connected with appearance, intelligence, race, or sexuality. Cyberbullying can have serious impacts on self-esteem and mental health of people who really experience this. So when we look at some of the impacts, kids have become very depressed from cyberbullying. As a counselor, I work with a lot of kids who are suffer from severe depression and stress and anxiety from being bullied, whether it's online or in person. Bullying as a whole has a huge impact on the victim's mental well-being and their overall quality of life, and cyberbullying is no different to that. Some studies suggest that bullies tend to be more aggressive online, as there are rarely any real-world consequences for their actions, so the impact on the victim could potentially be even greater. Victims of cyberbullying often experience much lower self-esteem, greater social anxiety, depression, and many experience suicidal thoughts as well. Cyberbullying can be a cause of alcohol and drug abuse, eating disorder, poor school performance, and much more. Some statistics and facts of cyberbullying. People who were cyberbullied developed social anxiety. So about 41% of those people, 37% develop depression, 26% have suicidal thoughts, 26% deleted their social media, 25% self-harm, 25% stop using social media, 20% skip class, 14% develop an eating disorder, and 9% use drugs or alcohol. Some reasons for cyberbullying: 61% is appearance, 25% is academic achievement, 17% is race, 15% is sexuality, 15% is financial status, 11% religion, and 20% are some other reasons. And some concerning statistics that's, I think it's good for us as educators and administrators to be aware of. The most common types of online harassments are comments, which is about 22.5% of those. 64% of victims who receive an aggressive instant message say they know the perpetrator from an in-person situation. Nearly 1 in 6 of online teen said that they had experienced an unwanted forward of private communication. Teens who report being bullied said it was because of their appearance. Bullies often target victims with disability and mental illness. 53% of U.S. adults who use the internet have personally experienced online harassment. 56% of online harassment victims reported that they had been harassed on Facebook. Girls are more likely than boys to be both victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. And LGBT youth are the target of much discrimination both in school and online. Some additional concernings. Research has found that children who are bullied are 9 times more likely to be the victims of identity fraud as well. According to a 2017 survey, a significant number of female victims of cyberbullying and end up dealing with a wide range of negative effects such as depression, low self-esteem, stress, and anxiety. 65% of parents know a child in their household or in the community who had been cyberbullying through social media. Global cyberbullying awareness is 75%. And Sweden and Italy are leading the charge with 91%. 83% of young people believe social media companies should be doing more to tackle cyberbullying on their platforms. 4 out of 5 students say that they would be more likely to intervene in instances of cyberbullying if they could do it anonymously. Parents want to be involved in helping to prevent and solve cyberbullying, but parents don't always know what to do. So how can parents help? Parents need to just monitor your child time online. Talk to your child about cyberbullying, bullying. If they see something, they should say something. Encourage your child to speak up. Spend time with your child. Top 10 forms of cyberbullying. Exclusion, when students are being excluded from an online activity. Harassment, which is intentional bullying. Outing, public humiliation. Cyber stalking, harassing victims through online communications. Fraping, when someone else logs into your social media account and impersonate you. Fake profiles, creating someone to hide their real identity with the intention of cyberbullying. Dissing, when someone sends or posts cruel information about you online to damage your reputation or friendships. Trickery, someone who is trying to gain your trust so they can share your secrets publicly online. Trolling, provoking a response through the use of insult. Catfishing, stealing online identity to create a fake persona. Some social media platforms where cyberbullying occurs the most: 42% on Instagram, 30% on Facebook, 31% on Snapchat, 12% on WhatsApp, 10% on YouTube, and 9% on Twitter. So some cyberbullying and cell phone policies across the country. So across all schools in the US, 65.8% had rules that prohibited the use of cell phones. Some schools did not allow their students to use cell phones, reportedly had higher rates of daily/weekly cyberbullying than the schools that did allow cell phones. So I thought that was a really interesting statistics to look at in terms of what they're allowed in schools on that in terms of kids having their cell phones. Teaching students internet safety skills. I think it's important for teachers to teach students, some of those safety skills, some of preventing practices, debunking misinterpretation about digital behavior, building empathy and understanding, teaching online safety. So all of that should be built into the curriculum when teachers are working with students, equipping young people with strategies to reject digital abuse in their lives. Really important to, keep talking and reinforcing, these concepts to the kids because they just really don't get it. Also, the school curriculum should educate teachers about cyberbullying and introduce a language they can share with students. So with Livingston Board of Education, the Board of Education, prohibits act of harassment, intimidation, or bullying of students. We promote a safe and civil environment in school is necessary for all students to learn and achieve high academic standard. Harassment, intimidation, or bullying, like any other disruptive or violence behavior, is conduct that disrupt both the student's ability to learn and a school's ability to educate a student in a safe and a disciplined environment. Harassment, intimidation, or bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior that may involve a real or perceived power imbalance. Students at Livingston are expected to behave in a way that creates a supportive learning environment. And all the schools across the districts are required to address harassment, intimidation, and bullying occurring off school grounds as well. What can teachers do to support all of this? Teachers can encourage students to speak up, encourage students to stand up, encourage them to report bullying to our schools, encourage them to, report bullying to, websites, apps, talk to someone that they trust, encourage, demonstrate care, teach them how to work together with other students, tell them to be safe, tell them to stay away from bullying, and most importantly, tell your students not to give up. And these are my references. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you for the next presentation.